13 Dragon Blade. I'm going to be showcasing another deck profile. It's an update with the new support for Superheavy Samurais. The new support for them is actually really good, and I decided to give a video showcasing what the new support can do for you, and also what you can do to improve it. So we're going to just jump right into the deck profile. 3 Benkies can attack while it's in defense mode, makes all of your other Super Heavy Samurais do the exact same thing. It's got 35, very hard to summon sometimes, but you have the tuner and other stuff to bring it out. So you run him at 3 because he's kind of important, so there you go. 3 Super Heavy Samurai Flutus cannot be targeted, or you can use it when your opponent has a card or effect that would target a Super Heavy Samurai monster. You can banish it from the graveyard and protect it. Then you can tribute it while it's on the field, and special summon 1 Super Heavy Samurai monster from your hand, i.e. Benki. I know I sound a little terrible, because I'm still sick, so there you go. 3 Super Heavy Samurai Trumpeter. It can special itself if you have no spells and traps in the graveyard, and you can synchro summon, obviously, you bring out 2 of these guys, then you normal summon Benki, and he comes back, and the other one comes back as well. It's just really, really helpful. The tuners are just very good. Trumpeter's probably the best one. 3 Super Heavy Samurai Scales. You can special summon it if there are 2 or more monsters on your opponent's side of the field. And then you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Super Heavy Samurai monster from your graveyard. Basically, you use him to get Blue Brawler, to get Soul Piercer, and then if you have this and Soul Piercer in your hand, or if you have this in your hand, and Soul Piercer in the graveyard, you can make a 10 with a search. So it's really stupid once you get that play off. Although he is susceptible to things like Veiler, so obviously Veiler and Breakthrough Skill absolutely wreck this deck unless you have Flutist in the graveyard. Triple Super Heavy Samurai Blue Brawler. When it's normal or special summon, you can change it to defense, and it cannot be destroyed by battle. It's very important to run him at 3. He's probably the best one to run. Then the other one that you need to run at 3 is the Searcher, Super Heavy Samurai Soul Piercer. He searches all of your important Super Heavy Samurai stuff except himself, but basically you can just reuse him if you know what you're doing, and you can just keep pumping it out, getting searches. Then 3 of the new guy, 3 Super Heavy Samurai Transporter. Now I gotta read his effect. If you have no spells and traps in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned this way, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, except Super Heavy Samurai monsters. If you have no spells and traps in the graveyard, you can tribute this card, special summon up to 2 monsters from your hand to your opponent's side of the field in defense position, then draw 2 cards. Or then draw cards equal to the number of monsters special summoned by this effect. So basically, yeah, you draw 2 cards. Also, you could bring it back. It has 1800 defense, so you can always use it for an 18 beater if you have Benki on board, but it's only used for draw power. It's a very weird sense of draw power, but I'm glad that they gave us something, because having Soul Piercer alone and no draw power really sucks. 3 Super Heavy Samurai Thief. It's your MST of the deck. It's very good. If you control no spells and traps, you can special summon it to your side of the field, and you contribute it off to destroy a spell or trap your opponent controls in their spell and trap card zone. This does not include field spells, but it allows you to take that particular card that you destroyed and set it to your side of the field. So it's very helpful. Also, he's a 10, so you can use it with Gustav Max, which I'll be trying to get my hands on soon. 2 of the new tuner, really good card. When it's destroyed by battle, you can special summon a Super Heavy Samurai from your graveyard. Basically, you use him in tandem with Transporter. You special summon him through Transporter to your opponent's side of the field, and then you hope that you get Benki or something that you can run it over with, kill it, maybe bring out another one. We could bring out Transporter, do the same thing again. Just a lot of stupid stuff. Plus, he's a 1-star tuner. I didn't realize that, and I was like, now we have access to Beast and Barkion a lot easier than it would be through Trumpeter, because you have to normal summon Trumpeter in order to get that off. So, 2 Soulfire suits just to protect them by battle or card effects. I don't like running 3. I think 3 is incredibly cloggy. The same reason I don't run 3 of the Gauntlet. Gauntlet's great. It's basically honest for them, but the thing is that it gets really cloggy if you run it at 3. Trust me, I know, I have already, but it's still a good card. Then the one-ofs. We have one Superheavy Samurai Battle Ball, one Soul Claw, and one Blowtorch. Blowtorch is just a miniature version of Blue Brawler, so you can just use him to sit in defense pretty much. His other effect is if a Super Heavy Samurai monster is destroyed by battle, all this card's in your hand, you can send this card to the graveyard and special summon it. This card's very unique. I like Soul Claw a lot because you can equip it. It gains 500 attack and defense, or it gains 500 defense, if I remember correctly. No, 500 attack and defense. Then it can't be destroyed by battle, which is very good. It can also special summon itself while it's equipped, so if you want to have any of them that can't be destroyed by battle, and this to normal summon Benki, you could still do it. And this is just good overall. My friend's telling me to run more, but I think one's just enough, because you have enough tuners in here as it is. Then the non-super heavy samurai you have to run is 3 Giant Rat. Great card, pretty much brings out everything you need in the deck, including Big Benki. So that's the monsters. Count is 36. Now I move on to the traps. Double breakthrough skill, because it can be banished from the graveyard and you can still use its effect to your advantage. Then 2 skill prisoner. Same thing, can be banished from the graveyard, can stop annoying villains that are trying to target you. And you can have Flutist focus on stuff like D-Prison, stuff like that targets. Alright, so there you have it. That's the 40 card deck. Now we're going to go to the extra deck. 1 Heretic Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. It doesn't really need explanation. You have Benki in here, so. 1 Dark XYZ Rebellion Dragon, which probably will be coming out for Gustav Max. Same with Utopia. I might take it out for a Dweller. 1 Go 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 Goliath. Very good to pump up your Super Heavy Samurais by 800. That's really the only reason why it's there. It just helps them get over big monsters. Then you have 2 Gear Gigant X, or Gear Giant X, whatever you want to call it. Searches everything. You need to have at least 2 of it. It speeds the deck a little bit, because this deck is really, 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 really slow. Naturia Beast and Naturia Barkion. These are your 2 Naturias that you run. You should run them because obviously this entire deck has a bunch of Earth Tuners. Triple Shuten Doji. It is the Harpy's Feather Duster. As long as you have no spells and traps in the graveyard, you can special summon this guy. And you can have Harpy's Feather Duster their field. He can also attack in defense. A Black Rose, just in case the situation presents itself. Then 1, 2, 3. Super Heavy Samurai Susanoo. Once the 5 and the 9 come out, I'm probably going to bump one of these out and just keep it at 2. I'm probably going to keep Shuten Doji at 3, though, because that card is so good. It's probably the best one they have. I'll probably bump one of these out for the 9-star, and maybe I can just take out one of the Exceeds for the 9-star, or for the 5-star. Because the 5-star is actually the best one. Anyways, Stitching Dragonblade, signing off.